welcome to the In the Beginning Incubator webinar. We're thrilled to have you join us for this special event where we celebrate the journeys of ambitious entrepreneurs who have turned their visions into reality. Join us every Tuesday as we spotlight incredible clients who have navigated the entrepreneurial landscape and emerged victorious. Each session is more than just a conversation. It's an opportunity to learn firsthand from business owners who have faced challenges, embraced innovation, and achieved remarkable success. Whether you're launching a startup, scaling your business, or refining your strategy, these webinars will provide you with practical advice and real-world knowledge to guide your path forward. Stay engaged and get ready to ignite your entrepreneurial spirit. This is your chance to connect, learn, and grow with a community of like-minded visionaries. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our host for this powerful series, Mr. Christian Johnson, the Chief Strategist Officer of In the Beginning Incubator. As a seasoned business strategist and mentor, Mr. Johnson has played a pivotal role in guiding entrepreneurs through the complexities of business ownership. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Christian Johnson.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining in and tuning in today. I am Christian Johnson, the Chief Strategy Officer for In the Beginning Incubator. And today we have a new client, a new face on here that some of you may be familiar with or may not. But we have Miss FJ with FJM Insurance Services, and I'm gonna get started. If you know how we do things here, we like to I introduce myself, and I let the client introduce themselves, and then we get started. So, Miss FJ, if you want to introducing yourself and your business.
Absolutely. My name is FJ McDougall, and I am the owner of FJM Insurance Services. Started the business a couple of years ago. It was a vision of mine, and so far it's been great. It's been a journey, but overall it has been great.
That's good to hear. So usually how we start these off, I start them off with allowing you to introduce yourself, and then we move forward. And I like to ask how we met. So I know how we met. I remember how we met because I remember putting out a post on Facebook, and you come and find us that way. But tell us your side about how you met ITB and your first interaction with ITB.
Right. Hello? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So yes, so I had moved back from Georgia, and it was at that particular time, it was a few years ago, and I decided that I wanted to get back into the insurance industry. I'd been licensed, kept my license for over 30 years, but wasn't active in it. But this time I really wanted to get back. So I saw you guys, and it intrigued me. And so I, of course, reached out, and you guys gave me a tour and shared with me exactly the things that you all offer folks that are actually really trying to get their business started. The biggest thing that I liked about you all is that you was sincere. Your thoughts was having that person to be the best that they can be. And that helped me to really get my feet on the ground with the company.
Right. And I remember because at that point we were still in 720 Moorfield, and I had put out a post on Facebook for the office space and to rent out the office space. And you were in the office space in Moorfield. You were in one of our office spaces. Right. And we did services for you.
Exactly.
We did other stuff, and we did some marketing, and Ms. Johnson did some work for you then too. And we still have a working relationship, and we still as you need us, you still use us. And I know we have networking events, and you've attended some of our networking events recently as well. And we had one last week. Yeah. It would have been nice for you to be there as well. But we still have a very good working relationship and continue to conversate. that's why you're here, and it's the first time you've been able to be on our stream, and that's a good thing, and I'm just happy that you're able to be on here and join us. But yeah, we had met a very probably like almost 2 years ago now, and it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey
Yeah,
for us as
yes,
well.
yeah,
Right.
yep,
So
indeed.
I think I'm still having internet issues. I don't know what is going on, but it's like a lag, and I'm trying to figure out what this is.
Yeah, you kind of like fading in and out there.
I'm not sure what is going on with it, but I'm gonna try to figure out what this router is doing. But we're just gonna keep going with it. It's a delay, so I'm gonna be aware of the delay that I might be having when hearing you. So we're just gonna move forward. So let's get into the nitty gritty of your work. So tell us specifically in your industry what you do and how you help individuals get insurance and find the best insurance policy for them.
Okay, so basically, as an insurance broker, my job, I don't like to use the word sell because I really service the clients that I actually have. Is Medicare, 75%. However, I do life insurance, final expense, annuities, ACA, which is something that we really probably want to talk about because those folks are really the ones that are going to be hit with some huge premiums. I'm not already seeing that, but I service folks that are interested in the ACA product as well.
So
I'm actually licensed, appointed in like 7 states, so not just in the state of Virginia.
I said, what is ACA?
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, what is ACA?
So most people know it as Obamacare, but it's the Affordable Care Act is the proper name for it. And it's mainly service people that are either between jobs or self-employed. They usually get a health policy through that particular industry.
So you help individuals get insurance through ACA and help broker broker deals with them getting insurance through the Affordable Care Act.
Exactly.
Okay. So in your industry now, as we can see, we're seeing a lot of issues with premiums going up. We see a lot of issues with people who are losing their health care. How is that affecting your industry?
Yes.
I don't know. I think I lost her. And it's acting very, very crazy right now. The Wi-Fi is acting crazy. Give me one quick moment, Miss FJ, so I can figure out this Wi-Fi so I can get this back. And I'm sorry for the difficulties, but let me get this. Give me one quick second so I can get this.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
Give me 1 second. We'll be right back, y'all, and give us a moment to get these this Wi-Fi situated. It's going crazy. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that, everyone. And it's still acting very, very bad. And I'm not sure what the problem is. This is very frustrating. I'm sorry, Miss FJ. This usually does not happen, but we're having really bad technical difficulties right now.
Okay.
Um, Let me try to change the give me one more moment. I'm sorry. I mean, because this is still bad. I'm still getting really bad lag. Mm. Okay. Is this better, Miss FJ?
Sounds like it.
Okay, this should be better. I had to redo the Wi-Fi and redo everything with the Wi-Fi, and hopefully this is working with, and it's back to doing something crazy again. It's a lag for me, but it is okay. Um, we're just gonna push on through and try. I'm gonna try to do this as best as I can, even with the lag. So back to the ACA and the Affordable Care Act. And my question prior to the technical difficulties was, how is this current administration, everything going on with the current administration, with these premiums that people are saying are going to be going up, and the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act in December potentially not being renewed? How is that affecting your industry?
Well, um, it's affected me somewhat. Like I said, the bulk of my business is Medicare. I started with ACA last year, so haven't really grown that business as much. But the folks that I do have on my book of business, seeing a premium, I had a husband and wife and a child were paying $849 a month for their coverage. They receive a letter, and their premium as of January will go up to $2,489 a month.
Mm.
So those are the things that we're seeing. And that's just one example that if we don't, the tax credits aren't approved, there are going to be many people that are going to be without coverage because they simply are not going to be able to afford it.
Right. Right.
So that's the situation that we have.
So with Medicare and Medicaid, so for somebody who may not understand the differences, tell us about the difference between Medicaid and Medicare.
So Medicare is basically those that have worked into the workforce and have paid into it. Those are typically when you turn 65, you become eligible for it, Part A and Part B. Medicaid is typically for people that have maybe a disability income and they need health insurance.
So for individuals who acquire Medicaid, you help them acquire Medicaid, or you specialize in Medicare specifically?
I actually, when I sit down with someone, oftentimes, believe it or not, there's a lot of people that qualify for Medicaid, but they are not aware of it, or they don't know how to actually fill out the paperwork or go on the online and complete the information. So oftentimes when I meet with someone, the very first thing I do is I do a need analysis. And if someone actually falls in that realm where their income is below them, actually apply.
So for private healthcare insurance, is the process the same? Do you also offer options for private healthcare through like Anthem? I know a lot of the like Medicaid they offer a lot of their services through private healthcare insurances. But if somebody qualifies for something private, do you also help them get set up with that as well?
Yes. I'm actually, being a broker, I represent several companies. So Anthem, Cigna, United Healthcare, Humana, Alignment, Centera. I'm appointed to actually sell for all of those carriers.
That's good to know. So with those different providers, just from your experience and your experience as a broker, which plans and which companies are actually offer the most as far as services when you include dental, eye, doctors and things like that? Which I know you probably can't have a preference, but what's that package that you always might reference or you might offer to somebody when you are meeting with a new client, depending on their age? I know it might change from age. What's that one plan that you will offer to somebody?
So there's a lot into that. That's why the need analysis is so important. Because Anthem, a person may qualify for Anthem, or that plan may be plans within Anthem that may work, that may not work for them with a Humana plan. Right. Another thing with carriers, they change just like clients. So Anthem may be your go-to company or have some of the products that people are looking for this year, but next year it may be United Healthcare. So it just really depends on the person. It depends on the type of prescription drugs they have. It also depends on their doctors. Not all doctors are affiliated with all carriers.
Mm-hmm. Right. So do you also offer, because some companies offer insurance plans for their employees. Do you also broker agreements and not agreements, but broker insurance plans for companies as well?
No, I kind of have a lot on my books with ACA, Medicare, life insurance, final expense. That's a whole nother ball game within itself.
Okay. Because doing it with companies might be, like you said, it might be a little bit too much. So the health insurance, I mean not health, but the life insurance policies that you offer as well. Tell us about that process and how one might acquire through your services life insurance policy.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm sorry.
I said with your life insurance, the life insurance policy, like for a life insurance policy, what is the process for somebody who might need to get a life insurance policy, and how does that look? Is it the same process? You do an analysis and you offer them an insurance plan for life insurance as well?
Right. So just doing the analysis to determine what they actually need. How much coverage do they need? Are they looking to make sure that their home is paid off? Are they looking for just burial insurance? So it just really depends. That need analysis, every broker, if you're sitting down with someone, should be doing a need analysis with everyone that they speak with, because that's how you determine what they actually need. Then you may be putting them in the wrong plan. You may not be providing them adequate coverage. So that needs analysis is crucial in planning.
Okay. So what do I don't know anything about life insurance. Is the process similar when you open an insurance policy for health insurance? Like if you open an insurance policy for health and you just make payments on it, is it the same thing for a life insurance policy? How does that process work? You take it out on somebody else and you pay on it monthly, or is it different?
Well, it varies. You have to quarterly, pay it semi-annually. It just really depends. But there's an amount that you have to pay. There with life insurance, depending on how much coverage you're getting, you may have to go through some underwriting questions that may you in order to qualify for the policy itself. So there's a lot more steps when it comes to life insurance than it would maybe Medicare coverage.
I had to hop on the phone. Oh, Lord. Can you hear me? Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Let me do something right here real quick because I have to. Can you hear me, Miss FJ?
Yes.
Okay, this is better. Is this clearer?
Yes.
Okay, good. I had to hop off of my computer and I'm now on my phone. So I can, because I couldn't hear you and I kept getting feedback and all types of stuff and it was just lagging and I could not have a thorough conversation. It was kind of irritating me.
Okay.
But hopefully this works a little bit better. And I want to have another one of these so I can actually have no technical difficulties. But back to the insurance policies and these different types of policies that you offer. Please re-explain the life insurance policies and how you would acquire a life insurance policy through your services.
So basically, once again, as a broker, there's several carriers I'm appointed with. So it depends on the most important thing when you're sitting down with a client or a broker sitting with a client, it should be doing that need analysis, whether it's for Medicare, whether it's for life insurance, annuities. It's just important that you do that. That's your starting point. So as far as the life insurance policy, oftentimes the individual has to go through some underwriting. There's some health questions with some of the policies because it depends on what amount you're getting. Some people are looking for a final expense policy. If they're looking for a final expense policy, the health questions may not be something that they have to answer because that may be a $10,000 policy where an insurance company, they're okay with that. But if they're looking at $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, then that's where those health questions and underwriting process will take in effect.
Okay, so which policies do you see the most that people are life insurance policies do you see the most that people are receiving? Is it $500,000? Is it $1 million? What's the most basic that
it varies? You are looking at around that $500,000 to $1 million that people are looking, because oftentimes people are looking to make sure that their home is paid for if they were to pass away. Their children are able to go to college or vocational school, so they're looking in terms of that type of coverage. And trying to replace some of because even with the $500,000, $1 million, believe it or not, it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't when you're looking to pay for a home. They're looking to pay for kids' college education, and then you're trying to supplement that income that's being lost.
Exactly. So I'm curious if you do training, because I know that you said at one point that you were doing trainings and you were working with elderly individuals. Do you do same trainings for individuals who are my age or younger so that they can understand how insurance policies work, so that when they get to a point that they can get their own insurance and they know when they're shopping for health insurance what they're looking for and the questions to ask?
That is on my goal, a mission to do, because there are, to your point, the earlier you get an insurance policy, particularly a whole life policy, the younger you are, the less it's going to cost. And the most likely you're able to get a large amount for a smaller premium. So it is in my plan to be able to provide that type of training to people that are people that's coming out of college or even high school and you're getting your job. The importance of actually having a life insurance. You'd be amazed at how many people they wait till they get in their 40s or 50s, or they wait until they become ill and they realize, okay, I need to get insurance policies. And oftentimes when that happens, that person, because they have a health issue, may not see at all.
Right, exactly. So it is your I guess you would say that it's more important to get a health insurance policy when the younger, or a life insurance policy the younger you are, because you don't have to pay as much monthly for that health insurance policy. You heard me?
No, what did you say? I'm sorry.
I said so. So pretty much, it's your recommendation for somebody to get a health insurance policy. The younger they are, life insurance policy, the younger they are, as opposed to getting older, so they don't have to pay as much out of pocket monthly for that insurance policy.
Right. So give you an example, a person at age 30, and just example. Let's say a person at age 30 decides that they want to get $1 million policy. Okay. because they're young, they're relatively healthy, they most likely will qualify for that policy. That policy may cost them, let's say, $100.
I'm here, Mr. FJ. I'm still trying to make changes, but I'm listening. Did she freeze?
There. Sorry about that. So let's say
you hear me,
person
right?
is 30 years old. Yeah, it's kind of fading in and out, but yeah, I can hear you. So a person is, let's say, for an example, a person is 30 years old, okay, and they want to get $1 million. They're relatively healthy, so they can pretty much pass those underwriting questions because they're probably going to go through some underwriting, but not as extensive as someone that's maybe 60 or 55 or even 40. So that person that's at 30 years old getting $1 million policy, going to go through the underwriting process pretty easily. And that policy may cost him, let's say $100 a month. That same $1 million policy, someone that may be 40, 45, or 50 may not qualify because they may have some illnesses that would prohibit them for actually being able to get $1 million policy. But let's say they are able health-wise because they waited until they got 40, 45, or 50 instead of $100 policy, $1 million policy at 30 years old, it may cost them $250. So yes, time is not necessarily on your side when it comes to life insurance. The earlier you can get it, the better you are, especially if it's a whole life policy, because the premiums, it's a whole life level policy, will not change.
So I had a question. So this is all new to me because I feel like, can I take a life insurance policy out on myself as an individual? And how does that work? Because somebody has to be the beneficiary of said plan. So can I take a life insurance policy on myself and make
Right.
myself the beneficiary until like I have kids one day?
No. Because you got to think about it. It will, if you take out a life insurance policy on yourself and make yourself the beneficiary, the life insurance policy is there for an event you pass away. So the beneficiary has to be someone else that in the event you pass away, it goes to the person who is living.
Oh, okay. So I can't take a life insurance policy out on myself, make myself the beneficiary, and then will the money from the policy to somebody else potentially. I couldn't do that.
You probably would not, that probably would not be the best way. It would probably get held up where the funding, actually getting the proceeds, because you're no longer living.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Because how you gonna that makes sense. I'm passed on. So that does make sense. So so the same process for health
Insurance is for the folks that are alive. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. It's not for people that are dead, obviously. So we like
Right.
I have a grandma, and we were considering taking out a life insurance policy on her, but she's elderly, and I don't know how that process would work for her and work for us taking a plan out on her, because I think Miss Johnson, she had done some she had checked to see what they would cost, and some of them came up to like $2,000 a month for a plan for her. But her plan was, I think, $500,000. So would you suggest? How would you suggest? Obviously, coming to you and shopping around, but how do you have access to different plans that might offer? So is there ever an instance where you could have somebody searching for the same individual different plans, but the pricing for each plan might be different?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Because it depends on the carrier itself. It depends on each carrier has their own guidelines. They have their own underwriting process. Someone that's older, it will be not impossible, but it will be a lot difficult to get a huge policy on that person. Typically, once a person 55, 60, if you will, once they reach that age, you're probably looking more of a final expense policy, where if that person passes away, things that taking care of their funeral expenses will be taken care of. Maybe some medical bills may be taken care of. But if you're looking at a $500,000 or $1 million policy, not to say that you couldn't get it, because there probably are companies out there, but the premium will be outrageous. And if that
Right.
person is in not the best health, they may not qualify for the policy.
Okay. That is all good to know, because I know in our generational wealth course we talk about insurance and life insurance policies, because for the longest time, we hear about individuals who, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, they get money from life insurance policies and they're able to pay off their debt, to give money to their beneficiaries, and they're able to pay off debt or buy a house or go to college, which all of that can then
Mm-hmm.
inhibit them to get generational wealth and start developing generational wealth. So as a specialist,
Right.
um have you seen
Right.
instances of people who come to you and have a whole plan? Do you plan out their policy and potentially how to, because I know you broker the deal, but once the deal is brokered and you get your fees and everything, do you do any next steps with that person that is receiving the a life insurance policy?
Yes. So every client that I have, they're my client for life until they decide to either move on or they pass away. So whether it's Medicare, whether it's they get a life insurance policy, whether they get a supplement policy from a final expense policy, I'm always in some form of contact with them, because things throughout the year, I'm there to provide them with knowledge that they may not be privy to or are not aware of, because it's just not their forte. So even if I write you a policy, whether it is a life insurance policy, whether it's Medicare, Medicare plan, I'm still with you along the way because of the changes, and notifying you of those changes as they come.
So what type of changes, when you say changes, what type of changes are you referencing when you say changes? Are the changes in the policy, or changes like what we're witnessing right now with the federal government? What Give us an example of changes that you might say, hey, to your client, hey, this is coming up, you might need to look out for this.
I didn't hear that last part.
Did you hear me? I don't know if you heard any of that. Did you hear any of that?
I didn't hear that.
Oh, okay. I said, you said any type of changes.
No.
What type of changes?
I didn't.
No, I don't know. My phone ain't. Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit. So when you say changes, okay, so it depends on what product it is. So let's say it's Medicare. Okay, I wrote someone up a policy with let's say Anthem, and let's say Anthem decides that they're going to drop that particular plan. Someone has a life insurance policy, and let's say they got married, they're going to want to come to me to actually add their, to be able to add their child. So it's an ongoing process. It just doesn't end with one policy. It continues.
Okay, because I don't know.
And particularly now, because of all the changes with
She froze for me. You froze for me, Miss FJ, and I don't know what's going on with this stuff, and it keeps freezing. It keeps freezing for me. You're talking, and then it will freeze, and I can hear you. Then it's good, and I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end it here because I'm very frustrated, and this has only happened maybe one time, and I want us to reconvene again. And I'll email you email you after, or I'll email you tomorrow so we can redo this again, because I'm gonna probably just do it from the office to make sure that Wi-Fi's having no problems at all. But I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We usually do an hour, but it's at 42 minutes, and we're gonna redo this again because this is important, and I want our clients to know, because you probably can't hear everything I'm saying. But I want our clients to know and have a understanding of these policies, and having somebody like you at the table during this time and that we're facing right now, with all this uncertainty with health insurance and health insurance policies, and people losing policies, and actually being able to get access to life insurance policies. This is all very important. And I need people to be able to hear this, and I need to hear this and understand this. And I'm not going to be able to hear it and understand it with the lag in this connectivity problem right now. And I feel like this is the devil really trying it. It's been raining all day, and it's been windy all day. So I don't know if it has something to do with all of that. But I'm gonna be agile, and I'm gonna be agile, and we're gonna reschedule this again. Potentially next, we'll like I said, I'll get your availability, and we'll bring it back. But this is important, and I need people to hear this message, because it's lagging for me, and it's not good for everybody else watching. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I appreciate you all for joining and sticking through. Again, the devil is really trying to shake this process up, and it's crazy because we've had great meetings all day, and then this happens with this live stream. But like I said, we're gonna be live again next Tuesday. It may be Miss FJ if she's available. If not, we'll have another client on next Tuesday. And we'll be back here live with no issues, no Wi-Fi issues. So I'm gonna hop on my other device, and I'm gonna close out the stream for everyone.
Okay, so I'm gonna close it out on here, and thank you all for joining again. I'm sorry about the lag. We had people popping in and out, and I couldn't keep the audience because of the lag. But I'm going to end this. Miss FJ, stay after the closing, and stay after so I can hop back on, and we can talk real quick and see if we can get you rescheduled.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us for today's In the Beginning Incubator webinar. We hope you found inspiration, valuable insights, and practical strategies to apply to your own entrepreneurial journey. But the learning doesn't stop here. We invite you to join us again next Tuesday for another powerful session where we'll continue to spotlight incredible entrepreneurs and share knowledge that can help take your business to the next level. If you enjoyed today's webinar and found it valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Spread the word. Let others know what you learned and invite a friend, colleague, or fellow entrepreneur to join us next Tuesday. Once again, we appreciate you for being part of the In the Beginning Incubator community. Keep striving, keep growing, and we'll see you next Tuesday.